I do want to talk about Cassie's brand because I feel like I want more from her. I don't feel like she's done a good job in positioning her brand throughout all of this. And it's complicated because I do feel that she's a victim. I do feel like she was with a horrible human being that probably eroded a bunch of stuff within her, and she's come out as damaged. But it also is relevant to talk about the public's perception when something like this becomes so big and there really isn't a narrative from this person other than they collected a big check.
What I would say, you're disappointed with her brand. What I just see is her brand, right? And that phrase that I often cite, your actions speak so loudly that my ears can't hear what you say, right? She got a big settlement, silence, cash, right? She didn't turn it into advocacy money, right? So that's just her brand. Like, you can be disappointed in her not being what we want her to be, but often people get in these bad situations because of a bunch of life choices and how they respond to it. So, you know, what we're really seeing is just her brand, right? And yes, she was victimized by this brutal guy, but there's nuance into how everything happens, and that in the end reflects what's going on, right?
I think that's what just makes this whole situation like icky, is that you want a hero to the villain, and just seems like everyone around him was so purchasable. And it makes it feel like...
Well, and it attracts those type of people as well.
True.
Who want the glam and all that.
I feel like it's like this horrible human was like existing as like a bottom feeder, and everyone allowed him to do it because he just owned it. I guess that's really what the story is.
Let me just do a public service announcement to Justin Bieber, who grew up just down the road from us here. Your brand isn't going to be the same until you come clean on Diddy. If you want a brand refresh, if you want to change the world and make a difference, stop hiding in this fucking ridiculous world you're in. Come out and tell people what happened.
Yeah. Rebuild
yourself and be a force of exposure, right? That's how he can get his legs back out from under him. But when people are quiet while these things go on, he was a victim. And he doesn't want to talk about it probably because he's shared of it. But I think he was victimized under Diddy's mentorship. And used, and that's how he got some of his fame. But I think he needs to come out and do a real proper expose.
But I think my question for you, because you've dealt with a lot of victims of brutal sexual abuse, how does he do that if it's as bad as it is?
You can never recover until you own it, and you can never really recover until you name the accuser or the crime publicly, because it's part, not for every case, but it's part of your redemption or your arc to get yourself back, is you actually have to name it, you have to say it, you have to like change the universe by sharing something. That's what allows you to grow past it. But if you always hide it, you're always going to be poisoned by this trauma. You have to get it out into the universe so it can go and do good or bad. And then you can now start refreshed like a phoenix, not to use an old cliche. But for most people who want to do this litigation, sexual assault litigation that I've done, I'm like, by the end, regardless of what happens, you're going to be more powerful because you finally got your voice back.
Yeah.
And you can't have your voice if you're scared to talk the truth.
I think that's what we're seeing in him is there's been a departure of soul in Justin Bieber.
Because he knows what he should do and he's not doing it.
Yeah.
Biebs, reach out. I'll help you, man.